Supreme Mobiles in Amazing Adi. நீங்கள் வாங்கும் அனைத்து பொருட்களுக்கும் 50% வரை தள்ளுபடி. Supreme Mobiles.
நீட் தேர்வில் குறைந்த மதிப்பெண் பெற்றுள்ளீர்களா? கவலை வேண்டாம். நீங்களும் மருத்துவராகலாம். குறைந்த செலவில் வெளிநாட்டில் மருத்துவம் படிக்கலாம். ராயல் நெக்ஸ்ட் இன்டர்நேஷனல் அகாடமி 9940111180.
சொல்லாததை சொன்னேன்னு சொன்னா எனக்கு பிடிக்காது. வார்த்தைகளை அளந்து யோசிச்சு யூஸ் பண்ணுங்க. கண்டென்ட் போடுங்கன்னு சொல்றேன். கன்சென்ட், பவுண்டரி, சேஃப்டி, அட்டானமி பற்றி என்ன ட்ரோல் பண்ணுற கண்டென்ட் தவிர ரெகுலராக கண்டென்ட் க்ரியேட் பண்ணுங்கள். ஹூ ஸ்டாப்பிங் யூ? உங்கள் குழந்தைய யாராவது பிஞ்ச் பண்ணால் உங்களுக்கு ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லைன்னா ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். We are not talking about exceptions here. Today we're going to talk about something that happened on Vishu morning. We had to get jasmine flowers. So we found a vendor right next to the road and there was no parking there. So we just paused our car right next to her jasmine shop.
Vendor stall.
Yeah, stall, and then she came to the window to sell. It was an old woman, and we got the flowers, and I was taking money out of my purse, and she did something to Maya. What did she do? Yeah, she pinched Maya's cheeks, and I didn't see that happening. By the time I took the money and gave it to her, it was all done, and then cars were lining up behind us, so we had to leave also. But once we started driving, we spoke about it. We spoke about how some people in the previous generation might not understand body boundaries, and they're not doing it to intentionally hurt, but it's just because they don't understand. And no matter what, our body is ours, and we have all the right to say no or move away. But in that particular situation, both of us couldn't do anything. So yeah.
No, why don't they do that to adults?
I don't know.
Maybe it's because kids are small and cuter.
Yeah, maybe it's also because kids don't really open up and say, no, I don't like. Yeah, so maybe that's why, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, we had a conversation about body boundaries afterwards. So this is to the ones who have been trolling my recent reel on kids getting pinched on their cheeks. How, according to you, it's just the way old people show affection and I need to be chill with it. No, I can't. This is going to be a long video, so if you really want my perspective on this, watch fully. So I'm not parenting my child to do things you are comfortable with. The gesture clearly hurt my child. She has said in the reel that it pained, and what is not comfortable with her is not tolerated by me. Even if who touches her is the President of India or Sudha Murthy, I will talk about body boundaries. See, if you have double standards, I can't do anything about it. But according to me, my child's comfort takes top priority than any adult around her, how much ever celebrity status they have. Also, interesting point to be noted, I have clearly mentioned that the old woman's intention was not to hurt, but the goal is to keep having conversations about body boundaries so that children understand that ultimately their body is their own. Some commentators and trolls started explaining how the seemingly innocent gesture was taken in the wrong sense. Nowhere it was mentioned that she abused my child. So from wherever you read, understood, you need to evaluate your own ability to comprehend things. Ungaloda comprehension skills weak irukala, look into it. And if you didn't thoroughly go through my content, don't put it on me. I don't appreciate it. சொல்லாததை சொன்னேன்னு சொன்னா எனக்கு பிடிக்காது. வார்த்தைகளை அளந்து யோசிச்சு யூஸ் பண்ணுங்க. The woman's gesture hurt my child, and as a parent I felt helpless that time, but I took it as an opportunity to speak to her about boundaries. That's the story. Also, this is not an isolated incident because so many parents report during my sex ed classes and even otherwise how their kids are getting pinched, kissed or hugged by relatives and random people. This is very confusing, especially when we are trying to teach safety to a child. A child initially does not understand the intention of the adult. According to them, if they get pinched, all they know is 1, I didn't ask for it, 2, it hurt. So it's very important to teach them that they are the boss of their body and they have the right to say no, whoever it is. See, if the adult does not know how else to show affection or doesn't know to seek consent, the child can't be responsible for that. And one more important point, this does not mean the child will never be able to understand intentions. They will at a point. For example, my child makes it a point to hug her grandparents if they are meeting after a long time. She does that wholeheartedly because she knows she has something called autonomy and she can refuse it if she doesn't want it. So just like giving or not giving is up to her, receiving or not receiving is also up to her. Now she understands all this because she's older, she's 9. So with younger kids, teaching them that any touch should be consensual, this is the only thing that will work long term to prevent abuse or uncomfortable things from happening. Now those who are supporting the people who pinch children in the name of affection, instead of sending comments on my feed or making reels trolling me, why don't you explain, taking into consideration the angle of child development, how to make a child understand the difference between affectionate pinching, hurtful pinching and abusive pinching. Do that if your intention is to spread awareness on children's safety. Content போடுங்கன்னு சொல்றேன். கன்சென்ட், பவுண்டரி, சேஃப்டி, அட்டானமி பத்தி என்ன ட்ரோல் பண்ற கண்டென்ட் தவிர ரெகுலரா கண்டென்ட் கிரியேட் பண்ணுங்க. Who's stopping you? To conclude, consent and boundaries are a sensitive subject which is just getting some light these days. Even if you can't spread awareness, do not ruin the work by spreading misinformation. If you are okay with people pinching your child's cheeks for affection, announce that to the world and don't take decisions for other people's children. உங்க குழந்தைய யாராவது பிஞ்ச் பண்ணா உங்களுக்கு ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லைன்னா ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். We are not talking about exceptions here. I am talking about the majority of parents here that do not appreciate it, and I am talking on behalf of children who can't speak for themselves. உங்க பர்சனல் ஒப்பீனியனை கொண்டு வந்து எஜுகேஷனல் கண்டென்ட்டா மாத்தாதீங்க. நிறைய ஃபாலோவர்ஸ் இருக்கிறவங்க இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ரெஸ்பான்சிபிளா கண்டென்ட் போடலாம். I just want to be very clear that I don't want anyone doing that to my child. I'm fiercely protective about her. I'll become a tigress if someone treats my child badly, and I'll speak for her until she is fully capable of speaking for herself. I'm sure majority of the parents here agree. Also, about selling my courses, there were some trolls. Yes, I'll announce courses on boundaries because you all seem to know nothing about it. So yes, I'll use my knowledge and experience to spread the word. Typing comments that this is all to make money selling her courses, that's not going to shame me. I do not do charity here. I'm a trainer and facilitator, and that's how I pay my bills. So yes, I make money selling knowledge because I'm knowledgeable. What are you making money out of? You all sell something, right? A coder sells their coding skills, a physical trainer sells their bodily skills. I sell my knowledge and experience. What to do? I'm so smart. Don't try to make me feel bad about it because I won't. I'm just immensely proud about what I know and what I can offer to the world. So, I just know what I'm talking about, and I don't appreciate trolling. Unfollow button is right there. Please use it. To establish badass boundaries like me, especially to make a point without hurting anybody, you can join my boundaries workshop. Link in bio.
சுப்ரீம் மொபைல்ஸின் அமேசிங் ஆடி. நீங்கள் வாங்கும் அனைத்து பொருட்களுக்கும் 50% வரை தள்ளுபடி. சுப்ரீம் மொபைல்ஸ்.
நீட் தேர்வில் குறைந்த மதிப்பெண் பெற்றுள்ளீர்களா? கவலை வேண்டாம், நீங்களும் மருத்துவராகலாம். குறைந்த செலவில் வெளிநாட்டில் மருத்துவம் படிக்கலாம். ராயல் நெக்ஸ்ட் இன்டர்நேஷனல் அகாடமி. 9940111180.